oh man, it's the real week 1, right? Not that week 0 crap, which was still fun. It was better than nothing, but those 3 games. Actually, they were pretty good games, but I need a full slate. The advantage gets much bigger, new guy. What's up, new guy? My name's James, better known as the Degenerate 75, and I'm here to talk to you about the college football slate for tomorrow, Saturday the 30th? 31st of August. All right, the full slate. We're going to be talking about the DraftKings. Going to tell you everything you need to know. If you never played college football DFS, I weep for your soul. It is fun, and you should play it. If you're intimidated by it, I'm here to help you get a little bit better, new guy. If you want to know my schedule this fall, hopefully, we'll see what's up with my fucking health. First look's going to be on Tuesday with Tambo. We keep changing it. We're wild creatures. We do whatever we want. Emergency stream for golf, because we don't quit on golf, will be Wednesdays. And this college football show will be every Friday. Let's get going. Let's go to the lobby. College football. Make sure I'm on the right sport. 12-game slate. That ain't it. 12-game slate coming up tomorrow. And pretty good contest. I mean, the main, they're doing $100,000 to first. I get DraftKings was got to draw everybody in. But, like, new guy, just look at me. If you're going to play GPPs, all right? GPPs are these guaranteed contests right here. And you see $300,000 prize pool, and 1/3 of it goes to first. You say, hey, DraftKings, thanks, but no thanks. Fuck off. And you don't play in it. You don't play in that. If you want to play in something that's way better, go down here and just look at the $4.20 max. For $80, you can max enter this. Notice $30,000 in the prize pool. First place, 1/10 of that. Exactly how it should be. Second place, at least half of first, and 10th place, 1/10. That's a good tournament right there. That's what I'd be playing in. But you know it's even better than that, because that one pays right. Just go get my fucking contest. This is a $5 5 max. We bumped it up to 650 people. Help me get it filled. I need it filled. The link is in the description. Pass it around, share it. $5 5 max, no rake. Biggest rake-free contest in college football on DraftKings. Can confirm. All right, let's start talking about this slate. Got a lot of games, so I'm going to burn through it real quick. Plus, a lot of these teams kind of fucking suck, and you're just not going to want to play them. So I'm going to just tell you, you probably don't want to play these guys. But what if I get that one guy that goes off? Well, I mean, there is that, but there's also a better chance you're going to play 2 guys that do shit because they're playing for a crappy team. This right here, this is called the Stone. This is what I use over on our site over at SHIPIT Nation. And we have this. They get the fancier one, right? They get the one all colored up with all the projections. This is free YouTube. You're going to take what you get. But it will help us break down the games. First up, the big game of the day. Well, there's like 3 big games, but one of the 3 big games, Clemson and Georgia. Okay, good old Southern rivalry right here. South Carolina versus Georgia. They touch geographically. I'm sure they want to fuck each other up. All right, we know Clemson, right? Cade Klubnik is back, right? Basically, most of the dudes you remember from Clemson are back other than Shipley. He's with the Eagles. All right, Klubnik's back. Not, as you can see, they only have a 17-point team total. Not exactly probably going to be fireworks. I'm not saying they're not going to be able to compete in this game, but man, Klubnik is already priced up, and even their wide receivers, Antonio Williams and Moffitt at running back, who could be good plays just because of the volume they're going to get, they're already kind of priced up, and I don't want to play priced up guys against the Georgia defense. Kind of makes Clemson obsolete tomorrow. I mean, if you want to get cute and think maybe Georgia's defense is down this year, go ahead. For Georgia, Carson Beck, I mean, I think he's the most expensive guy on the slate, which is crazy, but I guess that's reality. What you need to know about Georgia is one of their running backs is already out. ETN is going to be suspended. So if you're right there already off the bat, Nate Frazier at 3,000 is probably going to be pretty popular. People are going to play him just because of what he'll allow you to do with the rest of your lineup. Georgia still has basically the same wide receivers they had last year. No one really impressive. I mean, love it. I don't love it. Colby Young over from Miami. But, like, these guys aren't nothing. They lost Brock Bowers, but now they got Delp. Carson Beck in a double stack's always an option, but I think the running backs here at Georgia are much more interesting. I think Cash Jones, some would say is money, and Frazier, the 2 most likely ones to cash in if you need punts. Virginia Tech, Vanderbilt, these are the kind of games you generally just want to avoid, especially at GPPs where you need like maxed out scores from all your guys. It's just going to be a slower game with not a lot of plays. I think the one team you can play is Virginia Tech. Drones, just zooms around. You get it? And he's pretty good. The price tag's pretty high, but he's going to project well with a 32-point team total, and he gives you such a safe floor with everything he does with his legs. The Pharaoh is their running back, old Tutankhamun. He's also another usage guy. Those would be the 2 guys. Could you play them together? Probably, but you better hope they get like 4 or 5 touchdowns between them and a bunch of yards. I would probably just play one of them because they both offer. They're both getting it done with their legs, so they're probably more likely to step on each other's dicks. There's just no way I'm paying that kind of money for a Virginia Tech wide receiver. Yeah, I'll pay $3,000. Nick Gallo, I'll play him. Vanderbilt, just don't play him. Pavia, the transfer from, where is he from? Like New Mexico State. They just don't got anybody. It's Vanderbilt, okay? You go to Vanderbilt to get a great education. You don't go there to play football. Penn State, West Virginia. Pretty good game, actually. West Virginia could be sneaky here. Drew Aller priced up at 8,700, basically unplayable as a pocket passing quarterback in a slow offense. Allen and Singleton still just going to split the backfield for the 47th year in a row at Penn State, which sucks because either one of them individually would be awesome, but they split time like legitimately 50-50, and it makes them unplayable. Fleming is the big transfer over from Ohio State, maybe. Penn State, if they're going to throw it, I would say he's probably the most likely. Harrison Wallace, the third, will also be up there. West Virginia, them some crazy boys right there, and Garrett Green, man, he can run wild. Penn State's defense probably going to corral him a little bit. Running back by committee, West Virginia still. You're going to see Donaldson. You're going to see White. No, thank you. And I just don't think Garrett Green can throw the forward pass well enough to really justify any of these West Virginia wide receivers. But if you wanted to, Jaden Bray, the Oklahoma State transfer, or Traylon Ray are good enough. All right, moving on. Kent State wouldn't play a lot of them with their 15-point total. You just these big spreads, you just usually don't want to play it. If you want to fade Pittsburgh or something, you can, but typically don't think just because Pittsburgh's got the big total and you're playing three of them, you got to have a Kent State run back. A lot of times that run back will be the one that screws you, so don't be so concerned about run backs at college football DFS. Who should you play from Kent State? Nobody. Even the wide receivers that would maybe be worth a look are already priced up. There's just no way you can do that. Pittsburgh's got a lot of choices here. Old Holstein at 5,400 on a big team total. I bet he's going to be popular. Old Rodney Hammond Jr. We played that guy before, but really, they got some receivers that I think are pretty viable tonight. Mumfield, Williams, Bartholomew. That's going to be their top three. Mumfield's definitely the number one out of that group. At 4,800, I imagine he's going to be like 99% owned at cash, but so be it. That's just a mispricing. Or you could go play Christian McCray from Kent State for 6,100. What a decision. Moving on. Connecticut, Maryland. Just another one of those kind of like slower games. We just had an earthquake here in Oklahoma. My ass is shaking right now. That's a real story. My ass is shaking. All right, Connecticut, just another one of those teams you don't want to play. Nick Evers, OU transfer. Not very good. They're just not going to be they have a 12-point total, and I still would take the under on that. There's just nobody there that's really playable. Maryland finally got rid of Baby Tua. Billy Edwards Jr. is probably going to start. MJ Morris might play. He's the NC State transfer. Still got him be at running back, and no, he still won't get enough volume to justify playing him. Felton and Prather, definitely the top two wide receivers returning. I think they're both pretty viable with a 33-point total. We know Maryland likes to pass it around, and those guys only got to get you 15 points, and they're having pretty nice games, Bob. Pretty nice games. All right, South Dakota State, Oklahoma State. I went to Oklahoma State, but I'm an OU fan. Don't worry about it. I'm telling you right now, if I'm a betting man, go put some money on South Dakota State. Oklahoma State's going to get caught off guard here. We've already seen it with these FCS schools sneaking up. Oklahoma State, everybody's convinced they're so good. South Dakota State's going to sneak in and make this game way too comfortable and maybe win. You heard it here first. Who to play from there? I mean, they don't have they got an efficient offense, but not a fantasy offense. And we're here for fantasy offense. As slow as they play, I really wouldn't consider any of them. Oklahoma State, on the other hand, you've got Ollie Gordon, who, if Oklahoma State does control this game, might go for 50. Bowman's pretty fairly priced at 7,000, and then Presley and Owens will definitely be their top two wide receivers. Stribling will also probably rotate in. I just have a sneaky feeling South Dakota State's going to bog this game up, and maybe it's going to be a little closer than you want. Moving on. Colorado State, Texas. Colorado State, just look, they got one guy you should be considering, Horton. Horton, here's a who, and it's going to be who's getting their ass kicked because they got a 14-point total on a 32-point line. I just can't play him at 6,900. The blowout, we always think about blowouts. The better team is going to lose a quarter, but a lot of times blowouts affect the losing team too because they pull their good players also. $8,900 Quinn Ewers, L-O-fucking-L. You go ahead and play all the Quinn Ewers you want. The guy will go for 225 yards and 2 touchdowns. And if you think that's paying off an $8,900 price tag, you're a lunatic. Jaden Blue is basically going to be the bell cow back now. Baxter's out. Brooks has gone to the NFL. I think Blue's going to lead it. I think he's going to be wildly popular. It's a very good spot for him. Like him a lot. Still don't know who Texas number one wide receiver is going to be. We're going to assume that it's going to be Bond, the Alabama transfer. But don't forget they got Bolden from Oregon State, Jonte Cook, the 5-star, Golden from Houston. They got some dudes to pass around. They're basically 4 deep at receiver, a lot like they were last year. All right. Let's see. Moving on. Miami, Florida, another good game. Cam Ward, $9,000 is a lot, but man, if this game shoots off, it's hard to visualize him not having a good game. My dude, Davian Martinez, 6,900, nice, from Oregon State, very playable. And then you know about Restrepo, he's back. He'll probably be their number one target machine. Samuel Brown, the Houston transfer, Jacoby George played a lot there last year. I think there's a lot of guys you could rotate if you want to get in on this game, because I think Mertz is actually better than people think. Like, I think he threw for 20 touchdowns and only 3 interceptions last year. Not that bad. The guy's pretty efficient. Montreal Johnson is going to play. He'll be leading that backfield, and Eugene Wilson's going to be the number one wide receiver. And DK, the Wisconsin transfer, I think is a pretty interesting play right there. Him and Badger maybe to mix in. And plus, if you don't play Elijah, he'll just badger you all day. It's brutal. Moving on, Akron, Ohio State. Don't play Akron. They have a 5-point team total. I swear to God, I've never seen one that low. They are bad. Bad. Ohio State, Will Howard's coming in. You just got to worry about blowouts here. Travion Henderson starting over Junkins. Fucking shocking. Okay, they have Abuka, definitely going to be the number one this year. Carnell Tate, and then Jeremiah Smith, the super freshman who you know is going to get a touchdown. You know they're going to give him a touchdown week 1. Guaranteed. What to do? I don't think I can pay up for Junkins or Henderson, just thinking they're probably going to be splitting it pretty close to 50-50. Plus, you'd need like 2 or 3 touchdown volume to justify that, and you worry about the blowout. Same thing with Will Howard. Miami of Ohio, Northwestern, just don't play guys from this game. I'm telling you, like, these guys are slow. These teams play slow. Maybe somebody will go for 18. You'll be like, ooh, I found the one diamond in a rough who had no upside. Congratulations. Just don't play guys like this. Ohio, Syracuse. Man, this is a long-ass slate. Ohio, not much to play. There you go. But Syracuse probably has the 2 best values on the slate. LaQuint Allen at 5,100 and Mr. Gadsden at wide receiver at 3,500. One of the interns needs to be slapped over at DK. They fucked this one up bad. Kyle McCord at 8,000 seems a little rich, but I think he's GPP flyer. Getting over UTEP, don't play him. They have an 11-point total. Nebraska, I think people are going to want to play the freshman phenom, Dominic Raiola. 8,200 ain't cheap, though. He's going to have quite the game to pay that off. I think Nebraska, you play Banks or Nayer, at a wide receiver. Running back by committee, that doesn't really interest me. And, I'm still not convinced Nebraska's back. There, I said it. UNLV Houston, if this actually has a pretty competitive line. This is the last game on the slate. Got to nail this one. This is a game. These are the kind of, that says late. That was a late game. That's on the late slate. I lied. We're done. Hey, let me tell you about something. You're like, hey, I really like that stone thing you got behind you. Yeah, well, we got one that's all colored up and tells you everything you need to know. It's right over here at SHIPIT. And you're thinking, man, I want to play college football, but I just can't afford a package. Well, let me just show you. You go right here to join the nation. Okay, this is over on SHIPIT Nation, our website. You go right over here. You go single sport. And notice, ours doesn't say college football or NFL. It's just football. All of our football, you can have all of it. Annual for $249. Throw in a Shiptimizer right here, $299 for the entire football season. That's 6 straight months of football, college and NFL for $249. Go compare that to everybody else in the industry, and you will fall over laughing. Plus, we're at a community here where we believe in teaching and not overcharging and letting you put your money into your contest and not your content. And yes, we have a lot of winners, and yes, we're having a big year. And over here, we celebrate our winners and not our moderators. What a concept. So if you want to know more about it, go to SHIPIT. There you go. That's what you need to do. The rest of you, go get in my contest. $5 5 max. Max it out for me. Pass it around. I appreciate you. We'll see you next time. Adios, amigos.